Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. Thank you for joining me. It's been a while, but I am back here. Just had a few things to get through in the last couple of weeks. But anyway, we're here and let's talk about Bitcoin and the market. Obviously, there's been tons of videos about the market's going down. We've seen that. We're not stupid. We are watching it on the daily, hopefully not refreshing Blockfolio too often. Basically, I wanted to add a little bit more to the conversation, mostly around the technical analysis. I'm not sure whether many of you look at the technicals or you just try and follow the fundamentals. The technicals would be very helpful, if we stuck to them in the last few months, because the fundamentals, I don't see them have, they haven't really changed. It's just been a crazy speculative market. Seems like people have been cashing out, obviously. From 20,000, we're down to 8,000. And I think we could see it go a little further into probably the 4,000s. That's not saying it's going to stay there and remain there forever. Obviously, we are looking at this turning around and heading to much higher prices. I will touch on a couple of things that I have talked about previously, when I'm talking about Bitcoin, that is. And we will quickly just take a look now at the crypto market capitalizations. We're sitting at 300 billion. It's really just a nice like a checkpoint in the ground, basically. If we're looking back on these videos in days or weeks to come, then we can say, all right, this was the date we're around 28th of March. This video might go up on the 29th, and the market was 300 billion. So we can really get a good tell of where we were sitting in comparison, what we were thinking at that time. It's basically just like taking a journal. So Bitcoin's just dropped below 8,000, 7,900 here. Ethereum has dropped to 450, Ripple's at 58, Bitcoin Cash, and so on. The video I did probably a few weeks ago now, we were looking at the stronger cryptos to hold, and we were looking at Litecoin, EOS, and Neo. It looks like Litecoin has been the big winner there. Litecoin has held its ground. Obviously, everything has dropped in the last 3 to 4 weeks again, but Litecoin has held its value reasonably well. EOS also, I think it was around $8 at the time, now it's at 6. Neo has been the standout that has dropped further than I had thought. So that's not too bad. If we were holding those three against some of the others in the top there, Cardano, that has seen massive losses and it just continues to fall. We're up over the hour a couple of percent, but Cardano has just continued to basically just wash out. We had highs at about $1.20 or just a bit over, and we're sitting at 16 cents now. It's a little bit sad for that, but that pattern to me looks like it's trying to find support now. We had a low at around 13 cents, now at 16. So it looks like it's trying to just hold its ground there at those levels. Maybe it'll come back down to 13, maybe a little bit lower, maybe looking at these highs back before it took off really, really heavy in December, January. So those highs are around 13 cents, from 11 to 13. So we're not far off that point now for Cardano. Anyway, let's jump across to Bitcoin and we'll just update where we were from last time. Keep this a nice short and sweet video for you. Last time we were looking at Bitcoin, it was sitting around these highs, just coming into these double tops. This is a 3-day chart, and if you don't know how to do a 3-day chart, you just click on anywhere on the screen. The same thing should happen in TradingView, because this is Coinigy and it uses the TradingView data. So you just type 1 on the screen, there's 1 minute. You type D, that gives you the day. So 3 days, you just hit that. Here we are. I've got it on log as well. If we take log off, it doesn't show up as nicely, but I use both in my charting. So we're just looking at the 3-day nice and clean chart. This is the yellow swirly line is the 50-day. We've got the 100-day at the orange, and the red is the 200-day on the 3-day chart. Remember, not the 1 day. So the 3-day, I was looking at a bounce. This is when I put my little lines in here. I was looking for a bounce to test this top, downtrend line, because we're coming into a bit of a pennant flag, or other people might call it a wedge. But there's obviously a technical way to get those lines in. That's up to you. So I'm looking at them here. This might be a little bounce above to test that top line, and then a fall back down. But at the moment, we're still just squeezing out this wedge we're finding ourselves in and holding up on the 100 the 100, I wouldn't say the 100 day, the 100 bar count, because we're on a 3-day chart, that is. That's looking pretty good. They're the reasons why I used those moving averages. They just look like they're respecting the market a bit more, which should give you a better roadmap going forward. So if we don't get this bounce up to this yellow line, and the yellow is around about nearly just short of 11,000. So you can see that just in this top corner here where I've got the cursor, it gives you a rough, not a rough, it gives you the estimate of where that moving average should be sitting if it was coming up to the 50-day at that time. And we're not there, so we're below 50-day, obviously. We're coming down now to the 100-day. So look, I think I'm just going to update this in another couple of days. Sometimes things are just too tight to tell. If I had to put a bet on it here, I'm thinking it is going to fall through these points here, you know, through these lows at 7,200. That's certainly where it looks like it's wanting to test at least. We might get a little fake out to the top, which that's what I had thought, and then come back down to test these lower levels before we find some, you know, some support, get some accumulation, and then we take off for our next leg. So I'll leave it there for this video. I'll keep that one short because I want to go on to Bitcoin and just review some of the trading view guys that I follow there, and I want you guys to have a look at that as well. I mentioned it in a previous video, but I'll leave that for next time. Really good sort of long-term technical analysis views. What I'll leave today with, if you guys are following other people on TradingView, or you've got some really good insights that you think that are matching the market and they're giving you a bit of a clue for the roadmap, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. It'll be great to discuss those and just see how well we are tracking moving forward, you know, how well you're doing, and just a bit of a journal. You know, I wanted to make this a little bit more sociable and more inclusive with the audience, and get back to your questions and whatnot below in the comments. So yeah, if you think you're onto something, let us know down below. If you've got some technicals or fundamentals where you think it's heading next, say in the next few weeks to few months. I'm not talking in the next hours or the next years, but in that period there, drop it down below. I'd love to hear from you and start a conversation from there. So this is the end of the video. I'll wrap it up there. And thank you again for joining me on the Crypto Byte channel. It's Jason Pizzino. It's been my pleasure. I'll see you at the next video. So until then, take care and peace out, guys.